All right. So moving on from that now we're gonna get to some zombie stuff, right? So we have two films we're gonna talk about. First one being Little Monsters, and the second one being Zombieland Double Tap. So, Ricardo, what is Little Monsters about?
Right. So it's. I mean, I got to say something kind of controversial, but I think it's the case. Whatever. Yeah. So it's about this guy. Right. So Dave, is this rocker? You have a band called, I think, God Slash Hammer or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
God Sledgehammer. This, well, of
right.
course, heavy metal band, right? Yeah.
You break up with your girlfriend. You can't go nowhere in your life. You can't have a shit on what the kids call a fuck boy. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He is. He
Yeah,
is. He
he's
is.
just general trash. He kind of bumming. I forget. All right, he broke up with his girlfriend. He's not living with her, but he basically bumming on his sister.
Yeah. Who
Bumming on
has
his
who has a son actually, Felix.
sister. Right. All right. He carry one day he decided to carry Felix to go and propose to his girlfriend, but he catch his girlfriend having sex with some coworker. The the sister wasn't having none of it, and she tell him to move out. So he's like, yeah, you're about to move out. Things kind of bad, but then he decided to do one thing by getting her to well drop his son to school, and there he meets Miss Carolyn, played by
Miss Caroline, Miss Audrey
Miss
Caroline,
Caroline.
played by
Yeah,
Lupita Nyong'o.
yeah, right. Audrey, he keeps saying it, and he falls for her. She's pretty cute, blah blah blah,
Yeah, she is
and
pretty cute
then they
though.
decide to go to
Yeah.
yeah, she decided to go to some like a retreat, just to meet a famous like child celebrity type person.
Yeah, well,
Um,
essentially, it's a zoo. They just go into the zoo,
right.
but but also
It's
there
not
is this. Sorry, also there is this sort of like this host of this children's show.
right.
His name is like Tit
Yeah,
McGiggle. He's played by
yeah.
probably one of the most annoying
Uh,
comic actors. One second, he's
yeah.
played by one of the most annoying
Josh Gad,
comic
yeah.
actors ever, in my opinion, Josh Gad. With the
Right.
exception of Beauty and the Beast, Red, pretty much everything that he's been in, I've hated. Like I hated,
Yeah,
uh, like I hated Pixels, and I'll talk about his character in this one in a bit. But
yeah.
yeah, go on.
Yeah. Anyway, so all of this happening in the midst of apparently a zombie type event, a breakout of some type. So these people getting zombified for some reason. They never explain why. I forget what it is.
No,
The
they
disease
never
or
really said they
breakout.
were just doing tests, and
Right.
it cliche thing. One of the subjects broke out and
Right. Well,
infected another person.
right. They escaped from a military base, and it's one part of the base had a breakout with a couple zombies, but then another part of the base had a big breakout as well. So the military had to clamp down, but then most of these zombies end up on the farm.
Yeah,
So
because
the
ironically, the military base is right next to the zoo. Ha ha
yeah,
ha!
yeah,
It's not funny.
right,
Ha ha.
right. So the whole point of it is that they had to play everything nice and charming. So the two adults, Dave and Audrey, go out of their way to try to keep things nice and friendly for the kids to not really know what's going on. And when they figure out what all the bullshit are going down, and they find themselves trapped in the middle of this in the middle of the park in the I forget what the central park is, like an office effectively.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much it's just them spending time inside
It's
there.
one of those. It's a gift shop actually. It's a gift
Oh,
shop
it's
that they
like
find this stuff in. Yeah.
right. And well, most of the movies about Dave not being a shit and confession time. They talk about each other. She had she down period where she was pining over Hanson for some reason, and then they kind of come to full circle where the music matter and yeah. So Josh Gad was repeatedly being a shit as well because the joke is that he's the main um he's the main child friendly character, but then he stopped being child friendly when shit going down,
Yeah.
and he tried to sneak off a couple times, tried to screw them over a couple times, and then something shitty happens to him, which was kind of funny. Uh
Yeah.
then they escape, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, yeah.
I
No way to reveal anything beyond that. We forgot
no
one little detail. Actually, with Miss Audrey, her with this cute little ukulele that she uses to
right,
sing
right,
songs to the
well,
little
yeah,
kids, you know what I mean, to make them feel
yeah.
better. Right? So
Well,
this is
coming
like
on to the end,
yeah, this is a character trait that they use throughout the movie
right.
actually.
Well, coming on to the end, they have the power of music effectively.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
that works on the zombies apparently as well.
Yeah.
And well, the main crux of the movie is more, Dave's arc and him not being a shit anymore. I didn't completely hate this. I thought I would have hated this really badly, but if you know what to look for with it, it's okay. It's not that bad because it's more about you know being nice in a shitty world. That's what they're kind of going for with it. Other than that, a lot of the stuff kind of fell flat. Josh Gad's character, he's supposed to be annoying. I get it, but yeah, holy shit, this man is real fucking annoying in this.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Not to be surprised, but yeah,
yeah,
he
but
he was
that's
he was he
the
was
character,
bordering on unwatchable for me.
right? Lupita was okay in this. They didn't really do anything with her character other than the Hanson thing, which was supposed to be funny, which wasn't apparently.
No, it wasn't
Um,
at all.
yeah, I don't know why they go with that. Whatever.
Yeah. And
But
then this thing now with her singing Taylor Swift's "Shake It Off," I like.
right,
Here's the thing, like in the film, they say, well, they kind of say that, oh well, she's a lady who sings these Taylor Swift songs, and all they sing through the movie is "Shake It Off."
right. Well, it didn't really
Anyway,
because again the context of everything was because of the kids. Like all of this would have not worked at all if it wasn't for these kids. And child acting was okay for what it was.
yeah,
And it's about
the character, well, Felix, the actor who plays Felix, kind of grew on me
right,
a bit. Like I felt like he,
yeah,
well, in typical, kid actor stuff, he was reading lines. You know what I mean?
right.
Trying to memorize lines, but then he kind of grew on me for some odd reason. He grew on me.
Yeah,
I think it's because they
I
gave
don't
him
think it was so
stuff to do in the film. He
right,
wasn't just there like,
right,
oh, help me, please. You know what I mean, he actually did stuff,
right.
which surprised me. But yeah, go on.
Right. So yeah, why it slightly works is only because of the kid stuff and because of the whole what you would do. This clearly for parents. Like it's what you would do. All the shitty things are going on in the world. What you would do to make it seem as if it's all right for kids, and to play it down for kids. That's why it works for the most part.
Right.
If this is a clearly a family film, but for zombie people. So I don't know if it's clearly for cynical millennial parents. Like that's how I coming across like what the audience is like who it for exactly. Um, that's what it was. So you still have to do funny zombie shit and horror shit, but it's for kids. And it's hey, I have kids. I have by the time you're in the mid 30s or how many people in the mid to late 30s, they have at least 2 children by now, right? So it's
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Right.
And I don't have nothing else going for it. I enjoyed it for the most part. Lupita was nice, and he was nice to the Jack fella. I forget the actor name, Dave.
Yeah.
Uh, they had okay chemistry, and the ending I liked because of what they did with that, and that was it.
Right.
And nothing more, nothing less.
Okay. Well. All right. So good. Let me just get it good out to the way, right? So good.
Yeah,
Lupita Nyong'o. Great. Screen presence, of course. Love the character as well. You know what I mean? And basically, this her decision making I thought worked as well. Like her not having to resort to being some kind of, you know, some badass who could suddenly fight off zombies. Even though there's like one scene where she did that, which I wish that they could have done, shown more of. 'Cause it was going good and just kind of stop it midway just to show the aftermath of it. And she had like blood on this yellow dress that she have on her, just so we could have it in the in the poster, basically, right? But just the moments
right.
with her, talking to the kids that really felt natural. It had some really sweet moments with her with the ukulele, like one scene in particular where she sung one of my favorite Sesame Street songs of all time. Yes, I said it. I like to visit the moon. Like that is like up there as one of the greatest songs
Mm-hmm.
ever in Sesame Street, in my opinion. Yes, Ernie
Right.
singing that. Love that song, right? Loved it ever since I was a kid. And not saying that Lupita have like the best voice out there, but I thought that her rendition of it was like real sweet though. There was a
Yeah,
charm to
yeah.
it, right?
Well, it's
Um,
not that. Right, it feels like one of those films that this is a role that Zoe Deschanel should be in instead of her, but like they cast her instead, so it's like all right, whatever.
right, yeah. And they actually justify why she would be in, well, Australia, because this is where the
Right.
film is set. I didn't even know that going in, right? 'Cause I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
how are they gonna justify her? Yeah, cause yeah, she had Daki, right, as we see in Trinidad. Like, how are they gonna justify her being in Australia? And they do.
Right.
Even though I just really like that. Okay, it's she was a groupie, basically, pretty much in the 90s, following Hanson. Also, we
Right.
could have Umap play at the end credits. Really?
Right.
Anyway, right? So, but and I would say yes. The actor who played Dave, Alexander England, ha ha ha, Alexander England, right? And he's Australian. Ha, isn't that funny, right? So he grew on me actually. It took a while for him
Right.
to grow on me. Because yes, I know they try to make him be this asshole, but here's the thing: like at the
But
very beginning, I was like,
those jokes in the beginning kind of work, right? So
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
whole
Like the way how he reacts to things was funny. Like the way how he was cussing out he X and all that kind of stuff. It worked because
right,
you could tell
yeah,
like he hurted him, but he just tried to be tough about it, but it just don't come out
right,
properly. You know what I mean? So like that. I thought that was really funny, but it took a while for him to grow up. I think the main reason being, and this is one grand I with the show, is that I kind of went and expecting this was going to be about Lupita's character. Show basically
right.
starts
Me too.
and it's like 10-15 minutes without her. It's about this guy Dave. Is like, wait, who's Dave? Like when the movie literally starts, like, wait, I'm watching the same show. Little Monsters, right? I've seen the title,
Right?
but wait,
Because she's on
well,
the
wait,
post,
is he the character I'm supposed to be following?
she's on the poster with the ukulele jumping about with all these gnarled hands coming after her with the big yellow
Exactly.
dress.
Right.
Right.
And then you
So
see this guy Dave, and you're like, who's Dave? Like, what's
right.
this story to set up there? But then
But
I
the thing
like
is,
that it
you
touched on
understand
his
why
it touched on his nephew and well him being in Audrey's class and it's like okay, so I see and I could see a guy like him well falling for Audrey. Like I don't blame the man, but you know what I mean. So it's kind of like he was selfish in terms of his motivation to stick around them. It's like when literally shit hits too far, it's like okay, well now I have to be there not just for Felix but for Audrey and for these kids because you know what I mean. And the character growth that he shows, well, for the most part, I bought. But I just wish that they could have developed it a little bit more. There, it just kind of felt a little too rushed. Like all of a sudden he's a hero and wanted to defend these kids. I guess it's because you have the pay him. Well, sorry, have this dynamic between him. Sorry, compare them now between him and Josh Gad's character, who yes, I totally
right,
hated. I didn't even know he was in the film, and this is coming from somebody who saw the trailer like about a month or so ago. I didn't
right.
even know
Yeah.
he was in this, and I know I was going to hate him, and yeah, I hated him right because I expected this. Yes, of course, but shit hit the fan. I was expecting him to reveal his innermost nature, but it's still him just being annoying, cracking dull jokes, being vulgar for the sake of being vulgar, and none of it
Right.
just landed. It's just one scene in particular, where like the kids were making noises, asking him to sing a song, and he was like, he cusses them out there. That was
Right.
the one moment where I was like, all right, that moment worked for me. Everything else fell flat. Although I like how he died. Well, yes,
Right.
spoiler, he dies, right? That was clever. I would see that. That was real
Yeah,
clever
yeah.
how they do it, right?
That's about it. Eh?
Yeah, that was incredibly clever. But
And but the joke they had with it funny because okay, so I don't know if this is a spoiler, but the implication is that the zombies still have some workable consciousness. Um, in
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah,
sense, why that would happen.
right. Yeah, so they
Yeah.
will just do like it's in true zombie format. They will do the last
Yeah.
thing that they've been doing repeatedly now.
Right.
So
Exactly.
like think Dawn of the Dead. Think the old like the original Dawn of the Dead. They will do the last thing that they
Right.
were doing, right? But anyway, so again, I get the premise of it. I think it's really creative and interesting, right? You've never seen this before, but I find that because you want to have the kid stuff in it,
Right.
you want to have the zombie stuff in it too. I felt like they dumbed down on the zombie stuff too much.
Right.
So
Right.
when
Well,
one
and
expects this, or when one expects to watch a zombie film now, like it's not like I expected blood and guts all the time, but you want to get your
right.
zombie stuff there, and I finally didn't get that. It was just we had to kind of dilute things because we have kids in the show, and then because of that now,
Right.
'cause the movie primarily is a rated R film there, the tone was just all over the place. It wasn't balanced
Right.
well at all, Jen. And if they had just given this is just the script like this, given it like a couple more rewrites, we would have get that even balance, right? Like think of Shaun Dead,
Yeah.
where it managed
Yeah.
to balance the not just the romantic comedy stuff, but the English slice of life stuff there. But they just have
Yeah.
all these throwbacks to old George A. Romero films, right? That's what the film did perfectly, right? So they could have done the same thing here, like be like this Aussie Shawnee Dead, but in this case you have
Right.
the kids and all this stuff there, you know what I mean? So you could have your zombie kills and have the crowd pleasing moments, because that's what people come to see. That we're gonna play a ukulele and have the zombies sing along, like
Right.
that's what I'm talking about with the imbalance of the tone. Then just that
But I
one scene is
like the
perfectly shown
jokes.
there.
I get where they was going for. And again, some of these jokes land. Like you get what they're trying to do, but yeah, the problem is just I think what it boils down to is just the skill in the filmmaking, ultimately.
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
people just can't balance material and other people can't. You think you can balance material and it does look easy, but it's actually really, really tough to pull off, right?
yeah.
And this kind of suffer from that. It just felt like, yeah, I just gonna just straight up say it's discount Shaun of the Dead in a sense, right? It's
Right, right, right. I agree.
it's
Like,
good.
like, like,
Like
like, like,
I
uh,
actually,
uh, uh like
right?
a like a $1 bin, in the DVD store, showing that
Yeah,
basically. Yeah,
yeah, and I dug it for what it was, and I didn't hate this movie or anything like that, but it was like, yeah, it just feel amateur, right? Not it's one of these things where you hope a better filmmaker could do more with it if they had the chance. It's one of those. I didn't hate this. It was fine, kind of, but because everything felt so amateur, and just from simple things like the editing and how it flow, it does feel like it really feel like an indie film, like a bad indie film, like something that not a particularly talented person do, but they build up a little bit of budget and they get a movie out,
yeah.
and they get one big star in it, and they do the marketing okay, and it's and when I mean indie film, I mean in like small big studio cinema. That's what I mean, right? Not a
Yeah,
true indie film.
it felt like a Netflix film, which is ironic because it came out on Hulu, but it felt like something I could, which is what I did, watch at home. You know what I mean? It doesn't
Yeah,
feel like it would have worked as a theatrical release at all,
right. Well,
even with
probably.
Lupita, in the forefront there.
Right.
Yeah,
And that's about it for me because it had nothing to write home about. They didn't get anything more about it. It's just about the character piece, about him kind of just coming to terms with himself, and that's what the story about. It's about, oh, I'm feeling bad and I don't know how to adjust myself, and they had confession time. That's it. That's what the
yeah,
movie
yeah,
about.
yeah.
Like
That's
it
what
don't
is true.
right.
But that's the closing so far. Just find as far because with each of these zombie films, right? You have to kind of step things up. You have to kind of innovate things, right? And the only
I
thing
know.
really innovative is just, oh well, this is the premise and this is really what it's about. But as far
Right,
as
exactly.
execution goes, it just really
No,
didn't do anything as far as zombie films have done. Like, sorry, zom-coms, if you want to be more
yeah,
specific,
exactly.
have done. Like I've seen
The idea,
funnier films, like funnier films with even more absurd premises, than this. I've seen those
right.
before, and this one didn't really do much for me. It just, like I say, it just really felt like, yeah, it was kind of made for TV, but it's more like small budget, small scale kind of thing. But it just happened to
Right.
be a streaming, on a streaming site now, or station, if you will,
Right.
right?
I agree with that mostly. I mean, it's not something I don't hate this but I don't love it. It is disposable somewhat. Um, you know,
It is disposable.
yeah,
Yeah, I
every
mean, sorry to say it, but it is disposable. I'm sorry, it is.
everybody in this was kind of halfway. As I said, Lupita come and gone for me with this. She's like
Yeah.
she look okay. It's fine.
Yeah, she
And
was
a nice
fine, but and I just wish that once again, because you're going for zombie stuff, like you only give out like one action scene and you just kind of stop it halfway just to show blood and she dressed and that's it. Really, like couldn't they do a little bit more? Come on. But yeah, I mean we could talk about its flaws, but yeah, it is a flawed film, but in no way is it a terrible film. I didn't come out of it seeing like, oh, it was a waste of time. I just wish that. Just given what we've seen before over the years with zombie films, and you see this premise like this, you're thinking, oh well, this is gonna do something a little bit different, and it kind of does a little bit different, but not really too much though to really justify it as a film that I'd come back to watch again. So yeah, for me, decent 3 out of 5, man. It was alright. It was alright for what it was. Not a total waste
yeah,
of time. I mean, Lupita was great, and the guy who played, Alexander England. He grew up a George Gard. I
right.
just hated. Yeah, I'm glad he did. Sorry for spoiling that. But yeah, I mean, it's disposable. It is what it is. But just tone just was so inconsistent. Like I don't know. Like all right. So last thing I'll say before we get to your rating, I wonder. When this movie ended, I was wondering if a PG-13 rating would have helped things. Like you have you'll have a little bit more of these zombie stuff, but you don't make it too violent. But it's enough for you to be like, yeah, this is zombie stuff I can roll with. But you still have the sort of kiddie, family friendly stuff to balance it out there.
Right.
Instead of
Right.
making it R and trying to make it so edgy there.
I think
You have to
I
throw the
think
graphic language and stuff like that. It just doesn't feel justified there. So that's why like the first 10, 15 minutes involving Dave just felt like you're just doing this because you're the R-rated. It could have just been a
no,
PG-13 film
I
and
think the
have,
yeah, I think
you
they're
know,
going for that doctor position. They're trying, but it didn't work. But they're
yeah,
trying to do. oh well, how you'll cover up things. You look at all this insane shit going on, and then how to make children feel good about that and have them pretend, and you make a game for them. I think that's the heart of it. And is whether or not you think that works. I don't think it works entirely. It partially works. So I barely tolerate it as it was. For me,
yeah, rated wise, what were you giving?
7 out of 10. Like it's okay. It does some okay things right. And but I wish that they what to say. It could have used an interesting different style of edit. I go, why did I try to do it? I would try to play it from the perspective of the children, and then you would occasionally see stuff like some insane shit going down. So you make
okay. Yeah,
right.
I see what you mean. Yeah. It would have been a great montage though, actually. You know what I mean?
Right, or something like that. I don't know. I just make kind of 2 cents Monday morning quarterbacking about it. Whatever.
But yeah, but I would say if you're interested, if you're curious, that's the best way to describe it. If you're curious, watch it. But if you like, your zombie comedies to have, there's an even balance of humor and, zombie blood and guts and violence. There are better films out there, right? And unfortunately, this could have been one, but just kind of dropped the ball there. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right, and last things last, Zombieland, double tap.
Yeah.
So let's jump into what it's about, right? So I actually really enjoyed the first Zombieland, right? This was back in 2009. This was already time when, zombie movies were taking themselves a little too seriously, and this was like right after, stuff like 20 Days Later, and then, well, I'm glad that, Shorty Dead came out around that time to kind of, show that they could have a little humor in it too, really, just like back in the 80s and 70s, right? You don't take itself too seriously, Danny Boyle, even though I really do enjoy 20 Days Later, although I kind of love the sequel, 20 Weeks Later, because of how visceral and intense it was, right? But anyway, right? So to me, Zombieland wasn't like so much a breath of fresh air, but it was just this really, like, just really fun take on the zombie genre, which is exactly what it was.
Yeah.
It didn't take itself too seriously. It just had a lot of badass stuff, a lot of humor, a few jokes of which don't really work now. They kind of fall flat now. But at this time, it was just so charming and funny and just entertaining. And what I love the most about it too is that it didn't overstay its welcome. It was just a tight 90-minute runtime. It wasn't trying to go deep into subtext and talk about this and that. It was just straightforward zombie comedy, we kind of cult classic. You could tell they were going for that sort of cult classic vibe there, where, you have all these quotable lines and all these characters that you know by name and all these scenarios and all that kind of stuff, right? Of course, you got great performances from Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, Abigail Breslin, and Emma Stone, who was like, 20 at the time, he still shocks me to this how young she was when she was in that. And yeah, I mean, to this day, like, I actually watched it before watching Zombieland 2, and yeah, it still holds up to me. Like, it's not the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. And honestly, I would say it is one of my all-time favorite, horror comedy films ever, but it is one that I thoroughly enjoy. So, what's your thoughts on the first Zombieland movie?
Yeah, no, it came out at the right time. It came out when stuff was now, like Walking Dead was now starting to ramp up in popularity, kind of. So it's like
comics, because the show did start at all till like the 2010s.
No, yeah. In terms of like people's, is whether or not is how serious they want to take this stuff. But at the same time, you can make fun of it. And then, a little game called Left 4 Dead came out around that time.
Yes.
Awesome. And that did the material.
Never got to beat that game though. I know. I suck. I just never got around to beating it.
But games have nothing to beat. It's just levels. I mean, the only level that you have to beat per se is the final level on the bridge, which is like pretty easy to do. You just have to run through and don't fall off the bridge. Anyway, So we started to get like zombies is a kind of thing that you have to know what to do. It is something that kind of perennial, and there's a kind of meta text with zombies, which is the franchise and the genre that doesn't die, right? And and so it's what to do with it, and it's up to you to shoot its head off or to keep letting the horde come forward, right? To continue that metaphor. And Zombieland, I thought was more or less pitch perfect at the time, right? It did a lot of great jokes, a lot of great meta text, the whole rules thing was really funny at the
Yeah,
time.
love the rules in this. It
Yeah,
makes
that
sense, but it's those things
yeah,
that you would watch a horror film in the similar genre and be like, why you didn't think of that? Why didn't you think
yeah.
about double tap? Why didn't you
Uh,
think about cardio? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Though.
right. Yeah, exactly. So you're making fun of the material, and then that great opening sequence from I think
Oh,
is Metallica.
yes.
Who Bell
Great,
Tools.
fantastic opening sequence
Right.
with For Whom the Bell Tolls.
Yeah,
Love
yeah,
that
yeah.
sequence.
Yeah. And I dug it for what it was. Like it come and go on, great forecast of characters, everybody thing. And then there's a time
Yeah.
went, and all of these people went on to become bigger stars for better or for worse.
Yeah, I
A
got
little the other.
nominated or won like a Gail Emma
Yeah,
Stone.
yeah.
Yep.
Emma Stone, and she
winning that
into that.
Oscar for that film that you loved, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so life went on, and I just kind of forgot about it. I didn't think it was something they would revisit. But you have a case of when somebody checked themselves but still wrecked themselves.
Ah yes.
Uh,
Ah yes.
that is what the sequel is. I mean, this is such a like a forgettable, boring, nowherean sequel. Um,
Yeah. Well. Here's the thing.
for me,
Well,
I just
I will do the run through of it, right? But I
yeah,
have a kind of love hate, thing with this movie here. But I'll explain a bit, right? So, in a nutshell, don't want to spoil too much about the plot, because the plot is just so bare bones and simple anyway. It covers like 10 years after the events of the first film, which is something I want to talk about when I get to my review, right? So, of
right,
course, Tallahassee, Woody Harrelson, Columbus, Jesse Eisenberg, Wichita, Emma Stone, Little Rock, Abigail Breslin. They still have the family dynamic thing going on. They still know how to kill zombies in badass for fashion. We do get a great opening text sequence. I don't know the song that I know this. I don't know the artist who did the song, but I know the song from somewhere, right? Actually, and I thought that sequence worked as well, right? And basically it's them in the White House now, so they set up and everything cool. They live in their life, they spend their time there basically, right? But basically, Lil Rock now ends up leaving because
right.
okay,
Here's the thing. This film just things just happen. That is why
yes,
there's no at all. Nothing disconnect. Thing
I
just
yeah,
happening after the thing. Event A, then event B. Go ahead.
yeah, you're right, you're totally right, right? So yeah, so right, so what about gripes to the show, right? So Columbus now want to propose, or at least offer the idea of marriage, right,
Right.
to Wichita, right? And because of just her insecurity, she decides to leave, right? So it's kind of like a repeat of kind of, what I mean, where she would just always find some kind of reason to leave Columbus and Tallahassee, right? So she leave with
Right.
her sister, and then while they travel along, they run into this hippie guy. I forgot his name. Oh yes, they call him Berkeley, right? Because he studied at
Right.
Berkeley,
Right.
right? Haha, that's a
Yeah. Yeah.
joke. And for some
Yeah.
reason, sparks fly. So all of a sudden,
Right.
Lil Rock end up leaving now in the same car that they drove off with. So she run off basically with Berkeley to God knows where, and now Wichita basically come back, kind of begging for their help there.
That's another thing that don't really work for me anymore because all of the world building stuff don't really make any sense anymore. So why
But
did
yeah,
they not use it
but
in games?
here's the thing. I like the attempts at world building, right? Well, the communities and the people who doing what they doing and all that kind of stuff. That's fine, but like I say, it just kind of feels like why are you doing this? Why are you there when you know it have all these zombies rampaging and all that kind of stuff, right? So
Yeah.
just rounds up the synopsis, right? Because like I say, it just really does feel like a series of events just being strung along, right? By this really thin plot, admittedly, right? So yeah, so during that time though, while Columbus pining over the fact that Wichita leave him again, they run into this blonde. Her name is Madison, and yeah,
Yeah.
basically she is a dumb blonde, right? She's played by Zoe Dutch, and
They just do nothing with her.
at the end of the day, well, just to kind of change course for a bit. Yes, she is 100% dumb, right? But because of the actress, because of the charm that she brought on screen, and yeah, she have great screen presence in my opinion. I was laughing through, like let me just say about 2/3 of the scenes that she was in. I was just laughing because of just what she brought to the table. But when you think about it, is just all right, just see some dumb shit. act dumb, say some dumb shit, act dumb, and that's it.
Right.
But because she kind of committed, but almost in that kind of, okay, I'm not gonna go full retard, basically, right? I was laughing. I was
But
engaging character, right?
my problem is that they didn't really do anything with the material. Like, and
No,
that's
you're right. You're right. Which we're
yeah,
gonna get to. You're totally right, right? So yeah, so she ends up hooking up with Columbus. So by the time Wichita come true, is like, oh, you have a girlfriend now.
right.
Okay,
We
okay,
come
okay,
back
right.
right.
So basically, the plot is, well, the four of them now have to go on this road trip. Yeah, because
Right.
basically the film is a road trip, and not like the last film, mind you, not like the last film. So it's this road trip now to find Little Rock wherever she is, and of course kill zombies along the way, right? Or try to, flee from zombies before they become zombified. And that pretty much is what the premise is about. That's pretty much what the
Yeah,
show is
pretty much.
about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so let me just get the good out of the way. Let me get my good out of the way, right? Actors, at least the four leads, they still have it. They still have the chemistry. They still have the
Yes.
time
Yeah.
down. They
I give
still
them
do
that.
what they do well, right? I was impressed by, yeah, well, everybody, right? Well, there wasn't really like a big standout for me. To me, Woody Harrelson still remains my favorite character out of the four. Emma
Right.
Stone still plays that character. Always kind of sarcastic, cynical when she's ready. Well, with Little Rock now, with Abigail's characters as well. Yeah, she grew up, right? And it's just this little running gag that, oh, you're still calling me a girl, right? Even though in the last film she was 12 and clearly she's not, right? And Columbus is Columbus, but he's not as quirky and uh, not doing stuff. He's very knowledgeable. He knows how to hold his own, even know how to work a shotgun. Do it. I was like, "Word, okay,
Right.
man, what do you think, right?"
Uh, one of the problems, okay, so that we mentioned that age thing, right? One of the problems I had with it is that it didn't feel like 10 years passed at all.
I'm gonna talk about that, but go on. I want to hear your
Yeah.
your.
But
your
that's basically my complaint is that at no point this felt like 10 years passed. So I was like, wait, time passed? So I'm supposed to take this seriously? Okay. All right. That is what I'm going
Why are you
for.
supposed to take it seriously because time passed or because 10 years passed? I don't think so, but
Well,
I don't know.
that's the thing. Yeah, no, that's the thing. I was like, well, so what's supposed to be watching here in terms of like the world building was kind of off for me now. So it's like,
Yeah,
oh well, because if they say, well, it's a few months later, fine, but 10 years passed, and they couldn't obviously do that because the actress, the little girl, grew up. So I was
yeah.
like, so it's 10 years, and that's all they do. Like it really feels like a couple months later. Is the Breaking Bad problem, right?
Yes, 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 right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good thing going on,
You
right?
see
Is
this
that
months later, but they all look older than they really do, right?
right?
Yeah,
And like, no, the thing is, it's supposed to be 10 years later. Like that
right.
was apparently the thing. I was like, yeah, but still, though, like what? Like nothing. It was
Exactly.
everything
But,
was too
but
incongruent.
yeah, but
Anyway, go ahead.
I'm gonna talk about that year thing in a bit, right? So going on, right? Also, like I said, the intro was fantastic in my opinion. The jokes, some of them would, they really do, like the self-referential jokes, the zombie kill stuff. They work. I even found myself really enjoying the zombie kill of the week sequences. There's one in particular that's so incredibly over the top, but it just had
Right.
me. It had
What
me
I heard
real
about
laugh because
yeah,
of
what I
how
heard about
over the
it
top it
was
was.
supposed to be TV series, I think. So that's why they had that zombie kill thing of the week. But that's what I think what it's going for. Like why it
Or
had that
you
in
mean
it.
with the series
Right.
that this would
That's the
have
thing.
been.
Right. So I can remember it was supposed to have Amazon something, and it just didn't happen for some reason.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I think that's the case. Yeah.
Okay.
And look, well, hey, they get to make movies out of it, right? And make money. Haha, right? So there's
Right.
an inspiration there, kids. Anyway, right? So and I liked the set pieces, like the production design was cool. Actually, like I wasn't sure where the story was going because they have this point where they stop at when they're going to Graceland, and they run into Rosario Dawson, who I didn't even, well, I actually forgot was in this show, and unfortunately, they
Completely.
didn't really give she
Right.
much to do in it at all, except to
No.
be like a potential love interest to
Right.
Tallahassee. They
Yeah.
do the
It was
well,
so
they
weird.
finally do the Shorty Dead joke, which was just a short scene in that movie where you see like the doppelgangers, what I mean, of
Right.
Tallahassee,
Right.
Columbus, right, Tallahassee
Which
and Columbus.
which I thought would have been funny, and that shit just dragged and didn't
Yeah,
work at all.
they dragged it.
Yeah.
I was more kind of like, okay, well, all right. So Columbus's double gaga, I thought that parallel was funny. I didn't really
Right.
feel it though with Luke Wilson, who was playing Tallahassee's one. It was just like
Right.
blatantly, okay, we had to have a funny guy, a funny actor, comic actor, sorry, So who we
Right.
have that really do anything? Oh yeah, Luke Wilson. Okay, cool. Aha, right. Luke Wilson going up against Woody Harrelson. Like, come on, like really? Yeah.
Yeah. And I think
But
because so much
however though the payoff, right? Because there's a payoff involving the two of them. I thought that worked. I thought that worked as well. They even do like this cool kind of one take. They make it look like a one take action scene. That's all I see involving them. I was like, all right, I feel that worked. But yes, having them in the film was kind of pointless because they were just mainly there to have an action scene. But other than that, the action scene, I was entertained by it. Last thing last, I enjoyed the action scenes for what they were. I can't go out of my way to say that they were better than the original than the first film, but I do like the action set pieces. They were exciting. They were fun to watch. You know what I mean? There was just I got my zombie fix from those scenes. So I get my money's worth somewhat from those scenes, right? But yeah, but on to the not so good. I don't want to say bad, right? And I'll explain why at the end. Actually, I'll say it now before I forget. So because Zombieland, right, the first one wasn't trying to be anything that it was, right? It was just a straightforward zom-com, right? And it had that kind of cult classic feel to it. You know what I mean? Where it wasn't trying to be anything unique, or it was being unique, but it wasn't trying to be anything out there, right? It was just trying to entertain and just give you all these quotable moments, right? So I would like this one kind of feels like a repeat of the same thing there. But because it
yeah,
not trying to take itself too seriously, I kind of let it slide there. But then when you think about it now, it's 10 years, right? It's 10 years.
yeah,
You think it would be a little bit more aware of that, a little bit smarter, a little bit more like you felt like they took time to really put this thing together. But sorry, it really does kind of feel like okay, the first one was a hit, and they was hoping that okay, the next 2 3 years would have a sequel. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's because the actors kind of move on and do better things or something. But I think they would have been on board to come back and do this stuff. But this really does feel like a script that would have come out like what, like 2012 or like around the time when stuff like iZombie and Walking Dead would have come, because that would have been like a nice, it would have fit nicely in there. But
yeah.
because
Because I
no,
had one short joke about the comic and it was like, oh, this is so unrealistic with Walking Dead. I was like,
yeah,
okay.
and I was like, yeah, but back when the show came out, that would have been funny. But
Yeah,
now with season
yeah,
10 and people that cared about Walking Dead, it's like, oh yeah,
yeah.
well, right. So
Fast.
so now that's why I wondered why maybe this is why they put it out. Then well, maybe like they didn't do it intentionally, but just ironically just kind of come out at the time when people stop caring about the Walking Dead. You know what I mean? So it kind of weird how this movie come out at this time. That's what I see. But yeah, and then also to just to touch on the whole time gap thing. I was telling myself, okay, it's 10 years after, but it doesn't like I say, it really doesn't feel like it's 10 years later though, because this is the first time that I got it. It's not with Abigail character and how she grew up. It's not that, right? But is with the relationship between Columbus and
Yeah,
Wichita, because in the end of the
yeah,
last film, they had that kiss, right? It's like, okay, they're a
yeah.
couple now. So you're telling me 10 years from now,
And years past. Yeah,
you want to
exactly.
drop the question, bro?
Yeah.
So in
No, no,
10
I
years, so it says so. So in 10 years, Wichita didn't know everything she is there's to know about Columbus. I know he's
right.
the type of
Because
person that will eventually drop the question. So when he
yeah.
does drop it 10 years from now, you just like, no, I can't have that. You drive off.
Yeah, no, it's another thing. Another thing that was annoying to us, yeah, that too, and then the whole them calling each other by the stating and the anonymity. That don't make any sense still. Little
Yeah,
stuff
like
like that.
by now call each other by name. It's 10
Yeah,
years though.
10 years.
You
That
don't
it
have
don't
to
make.
hide, and the funny part could have just been like everybody else have the nicknames now, but they know who they are. But no, we have to keep it, because they're such cult icons now. You know what I mean? The Columbus and the Tallahassee, but like it's
Yeah,
10 years past. You don't need to go through that.
yeah,
And once again, the whole family dynamic stuff. Like, okay, so and it just like once again, it like I in my head I tell myself, this can't be 10 years later. Like this is probably 5 or 6 years or something like that now. Like I
yeah.
was imagining that now. It's only after the fact I was like, wait, this really is 10 years after Dread. So why play it off like that? Why couldn't it just been at least a 6 years or something? So it at least the whole relationship between Columbus and Wichita would have been justified a little bit more. Like, oh, you're all in a relationship for so long. You didn't think you was gonna drop the question, but now he drop it and you get cold feet. I don't understand that. But 10 years, dog, nah. Nah, man, like that makes no sense. Also as far as world building goes, 'cause the only bit of world building we get is zombies have morphed over the years. And in the intro now, like kind of reminiscent of the first film, right? Where they just show how the apocalypse took place. Now people just randomly got attacked, right? In this case is we have different zombies, so we have this type and that type and that type. And I was like
Right.
in the superpowered ones. But in just this lazy fashion, they just decide, hey, we're gonna take that one and we're gonna have a whole marauding horde of them, and these are the ones that our heroes have to fight in the very end.
Right.
Okay, so where does group come from? And it just out of the blue, they just suddenly show up and they're just charging in, right? Now, as far as I can see with production design, I like the fact that I actually like the location and the idea behind it of
Yeah, yeah.
the where the final set piece. I like where it is. I'm not gonna spoil it, right? But I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
they
idea of
that
it in
whole thing is a
comparison
good
to
because it justify why they had to do X, Y, and Z for the
e-
most part.
exactly. And what I like too, it kind of it's a contrast to this idea that okay, we in Zealand, so we just had to get ammo and guns and just had to blast zombies just like that. That's our day job now. So I like
Right.
in that case now, once again, don't want to spoil it, right? But it's like, oh, there's an alternative to it. Just kind of get away from it and have your life. Okay. And of course, this utopia, that's all I'll see is
Yeah, yeah.
will be put at risk when the horde shows up, right? So I like that. But still, it's 10 years, Dread. Like, could have given us a little bit more. But then again, once again, because the show isn't trying to be anything too serious, they just kind of throw away world building. But still, they could have given a little bit more of it to just tell me, okay, these characters here, and this is the belief because that's what they believe, and this character here, and they staying here because they just decide to stay here. Like, how has the, yeah, because it's not just the United States, it's the world, how has the
Right.
world changed since then, Jen? Like, people just going about
Yeah.
killing zombies pretty much the same way, like, if it was literally like 2 months later
2 days
from the
later,
first
something
film,
like that.
and it
That
really just can't help but shake it. And yeah, like while you watch this thing, it's just so glaring. It's like, yeah, this really does feel like this could have been a sequel that came out 2, 3 years after. But no, it's 10 years, Jen, and there's little to no world building really. You know what I mean? Just set piece after set piece, scenario after scenario, characters is doing this stuff. And I mean, while it's fun to watch, you're laughing and all that, you just wish that there was a stronger story. And I'm not saying that the last film had a strong story, but at least there was a story. There was some moments of tension, some stuff that you were looking forward to see how it plays out. Not like, oh, we're just gonna run through the
Yeah.
motions and then we're gonna have the final set piece because that's what you pay money for, right? And that's it. That's really it. So now I'll say about the love hate relationship stuff though, and then you'll get to your last thoughts and reading, right? So because I know the first film not trying to be anything special, not trying to be anything that it's not. I wouldn't go as far as saying, well, double tap is like an insult to that. It does feel like the same kind of vibe now, you know what I mean? But once again, it's 10 years we're talking about. At least justify that in the opening, at least. You didn't have to do the variations of zombies. Nobody cares about that. Like, nobody cares. Because at the end of the day, it's
Yeah.
just the zombies running and they get shot at, right? With the exception of these super zombies. At least that added a bit of tension. That was cool. Even though they mostly just do away with that in the final set piece. But anyway, right? But yeah, just develop things a little bit more, kind of update the formula a little bit more instead of just giving us the same old same. So, like, I understand the fans will love the first one and they'll love the second one here. I pretty much enjoyed this less than the first film, but I would
Like,
say, yeah, this one here, Double Tap. I enjoyed this one less than the first one. The first one still stands out there, but I still wouldn't say that I genuinely hated it or felt it was boring or whatnot. But to be honest, though, we could have gotten a lot more out of this, and I'm not saying add more complexity to it, but just update your formula, man. Just give us more things. Just update the stuff. It's just instead of just giving us the same 2009 stuff, but in 2019. Like, it's so you could see how dated it is. The formula is. Even right down, and I'll end here with Woody saying "Not up or shut up," and then having Emma Stone say, you could come with a better line than that. Like that in itself, that one piece of dialogue is kind of sum up the whole movie right there. It's the same thing like before, but it's like, come on, are we really doing this again? Anyway, your last words or comments on the movie, and you jump
no,
to it.
I was shocked that they just didn't evolve at all. But they do the bullshit thing of well, we could talk about this thing and reference this thing, and you go home and accept that now. And it didn't work at all. It really didn't work at all. None of it worked. It's self-referential and making self-referential jokes, but don't really add or don't
Right.
add in any interesting way. It didn't work. It doesn't
Okay.
work at all for me at all. Like not even close.
All right.
It can. In fact, frankly, waste my goddamn time while I think about it. I felt that they could have evolved this script, man. Holy shit!
Yeah.
They
Really, what it all
nothing with
boils
it.
down to is the script, though. Like, the script could have
Yeah.
just, like, apart from, just removing all the dust, 'cause I don't think they
You
remove all
know,
the dust from it, but just punch
you
it up,
might
update it. Just really update the script.
Yeah, what this felt like? What sequel it came out and it like they didn't evolve the genre and they had a chance to be commentary and they didn't do that. It was kind of like Glass. That is what this.
Okay. That's what you compared it to. Okay.
Yeah, that is what.
I hated Glass. Well, Glass was worse than Double Tap, in my opinion, but
Well,
I'll speak
yeah,
from.
but still, it's like they just didn't do anything with this, and they could have evolved again. If this came out in 2011 or 10, fine. I'd be like, it is a sequel like this, and you move on. But 10 years, not like too much time, man.
Yeah, agreed, man. And yeah,
Yeah,
this is the film's downfall, man, unfortunately.
yeah,
But you know what, rating wise, you know what, I will give this a very, 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 very light 3.5 out of 5. I just being fair here. But reason being is because yeah, it still have the crowd pleasing stuff. It's still have the stuff that you enjoy from the first film. So if you're going worried that you're not gonna get, you'll get, right? But just unfortunately, it's just the same old same. Not really much of a strong story or character motivations going on. Just characters going through the motions, and you just watch them because they're likable characters, and that's it,
right.
right?
Yeah,
And the best way to describe it too,
yeah,
I'll close off here, right? Just like with, I would say this, right? Like if this and the first movie came out as a combo pack, as a Blu-ray, I'd buy those. I'd buy that in a heartbeat, right? Just so I can have both of them and say, hey, I have both of them, so I can watch them as a double feature. But I would not personally buy Double Tap as a single Blu-ray at all, or DVD. I would buy it single. I would quicker buy the first one than the second one. But if they in a
right.
combo pack, like I say, I'd buy it. I'd buy it, right? So if you're a fan, you'll enjoy it. If you expect anything more than what you got for the first one, yeah, admittedly you'll be very disappointed. So what's your rating?
Yeah, CC8, 5 out of 10. I didn't hate it, but they could have do more with this, and it's just kind of just frustrating to just watch and play out, just to see it play out in a really boring way. They could have just do so much more with this, and they do nothing with it, and it's like wow, like I just kind of come and go on and yeah, you had to bring something to the table, man. They didn't do that.
Yeah, and once again, I know the show isn't known for its complexity, because there isn't any, but still, it's 10 goddamn years, man. I mean, come on.
Yeah, they could have do some of this.
Yeah.